All right, I wanted to start this video out like I did the last one and just show you up close what's going on with the shingles. And we're very similar to your mom's house. So that granular surface that gives the shingle its color is the most important thing at keeping essentially a sunscreen for the asphalt and fiberglass at the heart of the shingle. And as those granules start to fall off, which you can see here, we're losing a whole bunch of them. And if I just gently wipe my finger, they come off pretty good. Then our shingles become dry and brittle, and ultimately they'll lose adhesion. So that same thing that we had going on over there, we're having going on here, except now instead of the majority of the shingles staying adhered, this one, you can see I can lift up on that completely. And so now a hard driving rain can get underneath those shingles, push water underneath there and into those nail heads that are underneath that overlap. When you look at the roof from the ground, like we talked about, you can see that shininess to it. That's the fiberglass mat that is showing through on the edge of the shingles. That definitely tells us that it is time for a new roof. Now I want to go around to the back side, talk to you about a couple of things from there. We've got some algae growth, some moss growth here in that shaded area that does not get sun enough, and also looks like it holds debris, like some pine needles and some leaves along there because the wind is not blowing it off. So I've got something to tell you about that when I get to the end here, but wanted to come around to the back and show you, talk about some ventilation. So unlike your mom's house where you have a large soffit area and not a lot of vented area, here your vent, because you have all gables, your vent matches the length of the eave. So your ridge up here is the same length, or if not longer, like this one, as the eave. So we've got plenty of ventilation here, passive ventilation, to get hot air out of the attic. Now, that being said, if it is exceedingly hot in your attic, we can also do the solar powered fans if you'd like. Now, two things back here. Number one, right behind this spot, we call that a dead valley. And it's tough to see. I'm going to try to zoom in. So there, that flat spot, we call that a dead valley. And what happens is we're catching water from this plane and this plane, and then it slows down in that little spot and doesn't quite get off the roof very quickly. And then it all gets kind of caught up in that little point there where this gable end terminates into this roof plane. So right there. So currently you've got architectural shingles in that spot. While that could meet Florida building code and be okay, the best way to handle that spot is by putting a rolled roofing, what we call modified bitumen, in there. That's a 3-foot wide sheet, so that you have less seams instead of all these little seams that the shingles have. And when you have these shingles and they start to lose that adhesion, and then you get a lot of water piled up, you can definitely have leaks in an area like that. So I'm going to propose that we do that modified bitumen. Your gutters, so we've got seamed gutters going up here, and then the gutter screen looks like it goes up underneath the first course of shingles. If our gutter screens go underneath the first course of shingles, they will void our shingle warranty in those areas because that first shingle needs to be able to bond to the starter shingle, which goes around the edge of the roof. So I'm going to include to remove those gutter screens, and then I can give you an option to put in some clip-in gutter screens, which only interact with the gutter itself. We also, Tadlock has a gutter division, and we can do seamless gutters if you are interested. Last thing is our penetrations. Just like the other home, right here we've got these neoprene boots that are around our plumbing stacks. We'll get rid of those in favor of lead boots, which will not dry rot in the sun, and we'll put a little squirrel guard on them to protect them against gnawing squirrels. That's all I have for you. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.